The Ritz-Carlton bathroom was the only warm place Naima had been in weeks. She stood at the sink, letting hot water run over her cracked hands, pretending she belonged there. Her scrubs were faded, her shoes held together with duct tape. But for 60 seconds she could pretend. "Sir, all 3 cards declined. You need to leave." The bartender's voice cut through the lobby, that specific tone people used when they thought you were garbage, pretending to be human. Naima dried her hands. She should leave, should mind her business. She walked toward the bar instead. The man was Korean, mid-30s, expensive suit that couldn't hide the tension in his shoulders. His jaw was locked so tight she could see the muscle jumping. Everyone stared. That Atlanta mixture of judgment and entertainment. "Probably a scammer," someone muttered. Naima's phone buzzed. "Marcus. Her ex. Again. Heard you got paid. Zara needs shoes. Send 200. Marcus hadn't paid child support in 2 years, still owed her over $8,000. Hadn't seen his daughter in 8 months, but he always knew when she had money. Always found a way to ask for it, using Zara as the excuse. She pulled out her last $50. Walked to the bar. "Put his tab on me." "Hold up. Before we go further, would you spend your last $50 on a stranger? Drop a comment and let me know. And hit subscribe because this story gets dark. Real dark." Now back to what happened. The bartender blinked. "Ma'am, his bill is $47. Her hand shook. That 50 was rent, medicine, the buffer between her daughter and eviction. The stranger turned. His eyes met hers, dark, furious, calculating. "Everyone has bad days," Naima said quietly. She left before he could respond. Outside, November wind cut through her thin jacket. Her bus was gone. 45 minutes until the next one. She leaned against the building, exhausted down to her bones. Her phone buzzed. "Marcus again. Don't ignore me." She blocked his number. 5th time this year. The stranger emerged from the hotel. He stood there watching her with an expression she couldn't read. "Why?" His voice was deep, accented. "Because I know what it feels like when everyone looks at you like you're nothing. You don't know me, no, but I know that feeling." He stepped closer. "What's your name?" "Naima. Naima." He said it carefully, like he was memorizing it. "Thank you." Then he walked away. She rode the bus home, dozed against the window, forgot about him by the time she reached her apartment. 3 days later, he walked into the community center like he owned it. The Mercedes was obscene in the parking lot. 2 men in suits flanked him. He walked straight to Naima. "Miss Wright." He knew her name. How did he know her name? He held out a thick envelope. $10,000. Naima's coworker Shanice grabbed her arm, hard. "I don't want your money," Naima said. "You gave me yours." That was different. "How?" "Because I didn't expect anything back." Something flashed across his face. Surprise maybe, confusion. "Then what do you want?" "Nothing. It was just kindness." "You don't owe me anything. I always pay my debts." The way he said it made her skin crawl. "Take your money and leave. Please." He studied her for a long moment, then nodded once and left. Shanice immediately pulled out her phone. Korean, expensive suit, bodyguards. She typed frantically. Her face went pale. Oh, Jesus. She showed Naima the screen. News article, federal investigation, organized crime. Kang Daeshim, suspected leader of Atlanta's Baco faction. The photo was him. "That's a crime boss," Shanice whispered. "You bought a drink for a literal mobster." Naima sat down hard. "Men like that don't forget," Shanice said, "ever." 3 days later, he was outside Naima's apartment, at 8 p.m., with a leather book that looked ancient. Mrs. Chen, her Korean landlady, was practically vibrating. "Important man. Very important." Naima's daughter Zara clutched her hand. "Mommy, why is there a prince at our door?" He stood when he saw them. Over 6 feet, powerful in a way that had nothing to do with size. "I'm not a prince," he said carefully. "You look like one." His lips twitched. "How did you find where I live?" Naima asked. "You won't take money. Fine. I'll work for you until the debt is repaid." "I'm sorry, what?" "I'm a man of honor. You refuse payment, so I provide service. It's the old way." Naima laughed. "Couldn't help it. Fine. Fix my car. Babysit my daughter." She was being sarcastic. He didn't blink. Agreed. 6 a.m. tomorrow. I was joking. I wasn't. He pulled out the ancient book. Opened it to pages filled with Korean characters. Names, dates, going back generations. "This is my family's honor ledger. 8 generations. Every debt recorded. Every debt paid." finger traced to fresh ink at the bottom. Her name in Korean and English. When you saved me from humiliation in front of my enemies, you created Dun, a debt that binds souls across lifetimes. Breaking it brings shame to 8 generations. That's insane. To you. To me, it's gravity. I would rather die than carry that dishonor. He walked away. Naima stood there, heart pounding, wondering what the hell she'd just done. Shanice called. Tell me you didn't let him find you. He found me. Girl, run. But Naima didn't run. She should have. Daesham showed up at 6 a.m. in jeans and a black t-shirt that showed arms built for violence. No bodyguards, just him and a toolbox. Naima handed him her pathetic tools, pointed at her dying Honda. 3 hours later, the car purred like new. How? I grew up poor in Busan. My uncle owned a garage. I worked there from age 7 until other opportunities arose. Other opportunities. Crime. Tomorrow I'll watch your daughter. I was joking. I wasn't joking about any of this. The debt is real. 6 a.m. tomorrow. He left. Shanice called immediately. You let a mobster fix your car? What was I supposed to do? Not let him into your life? But the next morning, Naima left Zara with him. She needed the extra shift. Needed the money. When she came home 8 hours later, Zara was speaking Korean. Appa taught me. She bounced excitedly. And we made kimchi. Appa. Father. Daesham stood in her kitchen, completely out of place among her mismatched dishes. Zara clung to his hand like he'd always been there. She's brilliant, he said quietly. You're raising her well. Something cracked open in Naima's chest. Thank you, he nodded and left. This became routine. He showed up, fixed things, watched Zara, never asked for anything. 2 weeks in, Naima asked, Why are you really doing this? They were on her balcony. Zara asleep inside. He was quiet for a long time. Because when you bought me that drink, you looked at me like I was human, not a monster, just a person. His voice went rough. I was raised to think people like you were beneath me. My grandfather, the organization, they taught me black people were dangerous, criminal, less than. The words should have made her furious. Instead, she felt sad. But you showed me more dignity with your last $50 than I've received from my own people in 34 years. He looked at her. I don't know what to do with that. What are you saying? I don't hate you because you're black, Naima. His jaw clenched. I hate that I'm falling for you and I don't know how to be anything other than what I am. The world stopped. Before she could respond, his phone rang. His expression changed. Cold, hard, lethal. I have to go. Lock the doors. Don't answer for anyone. What's wrong? Just do it. He was gone. Naima stood there, heart racing, wondering what fresh hell she'd invited into her life. Okay, real talk. Is he trying to change or is he using her? Drop your honest opinion below. And if you're hooked, share this with someone who loves messy, complicated stories. Now let's see what happens next. The shooting happened on a Tuesday. Naima was walking Zara home from school when the black SUV screeched up beside them. Doors flew open. Men with guns. Russian accents. Where is Kang? Naima shoved Zara behind her. Then Daesham was there. She didn't see where he came from. 1 second the men were advancing. The next he was moving, fluid, brutal, terrifying. Guns clattered, bones snapped, his fist connected with a throat with a wet final sound. More men poured out, shots fired, deafening. Daesham pulled them both down behind a car, his body covering theirs. She felt the impact when a bullet hit him. Felt his body jerk. Stay down, he growled. More cars arrived, his people, black sedans, men who moved like him. The gunfight lasted 90 seconds. Felt like 90 years. When silence came, Daesham stood slowly. Blood soaked through his shirt, spreading dark across his ribs. You're shot, Naima whispered. I'm fine. He wasn't. His face was pale, jaw locked. One of his men approached. Sir, we need to move. Get them home first. Sir, you need a hospital. Get them home. His eyes met Naima's. Behind the ice she saw something like regret. This is my world. This is what I am. I'm sorry. Then he vanished into a sedan before police arrived. Detective Lorraine Banks showed up 2 hours later. Tall, black, sharp-eyed. Miss Wright, I'm investigating Kang Daesham. She spread photos across Naima's kitchen table. Crime scenes, bodies, blood, 17 suspected murders, racketeering, human trafficking, more photos. Daesham with criminals. Daesham's hands covered in blood. He's using you. Men like him don't do anything for free. He said he owed me a debt. Yoon. Detective Banks's expression shifted. Miss Wright, that's not just tradition. In criminal organizations, Yoon is psychological leverage. It's how they bind people, control them. She leaned forward. He didn't choose you randomly. There's always an angle. After she left, Naima stared at the photos. Shanice came out from Zara's room. What are you going to do? I don't know. But she did. She found him at a downtown penthouse. Security tried stopping her. She pushed past. He stood by floor-to-ceiling windows, shirtless, white bandages wrapped around his ribs and shoulder. Tattoos covered his back. Dragons. Massive, beautiful, and terrifying. You shouldn't be here, he said without turning. Tell me the truth, all of it. You already know. I want to hear it from you. He turned slowly. Yes, I'm a criminal. I've killed men, done terrible things. Why me? Why my daughter? He crossed the room, stood close. Because when you bought me that drink, you looked at me like I was human. His voice went rough. I investigated, followed, tried to understand what made someone show kindness to a stranger. So you stalked me? Yes. Detective Banks' Sidun is manipulation. He flinched. She's not wrong. Yoon has been twisted by men like me for generations. His voice dropped. But what I feel for you, that's no tune anymore. What is it? I don't have words for it in Korean or English. Her heart stopped, restarted wrong. You can't love someone and put them in constant danger. I know, then leave. Right now. He nodded, turned toward the door. Naima grabbed his hand. Maybe exhaustion, maybe loneliness. Maybe the way he looked at her like she was the only real thing in his world. Wait. They stood in silence, hands touching. Then Shanice burst through the door. Naima! It's G1, his second in command. She held up her phone. She's been embezzling for 2 years. And those Russians? She hired them. Daeshim went absolutely still. She's planning to kill you tonight, at the port. His expression didn't change. But something shifted in his eyes. Something that made Naima's blood run cold. Then I have a meeting to attend. The port smelled like oil and seawater and approaching violence. Daeshim insisted Naima stay away. She refused. You don't make that choice for me. I'm coming. Naima. I already called Detective Banks. FBI backup is coming. But she needs someone inside. Someone G1 won't suspect. His jaw clenched. Then he nodded once. Stay in the car until I signal. They both knew she was lying. The warehouse was massive, rusted metal, broken windows, the kind of place where terrible things happened and nobody heard screaming. Jae-won waited inside with 6 armed men. Young Soo stood beside her, expression smug. Daeshim walked in like he owned death itself. Naima stayed hidden behind a shipping container. You're late, G1 said. Traffic. Brought your pet. G1 had spotted Naima. Naima stepped out. I'm nobody's pet, Young Soo sneered. You brought a black woman to our business. Grandfather would vomit with shame. Daeshim's hand moved toward his gun. Naima stepped forward first. You want to talk about shame? You're betraying family for what? Money. For respect, Young Soo spat, which he threw away the second he started playing house with you. G1 raised a hand. Enough. Daeshim, you know why we're here. Because you've been stealing for 2 years? Daeshim's voice went arctic. Because you hired the Volkov Bratva to kill me? Her smile faltered. Because you forgot I didn't build this empire by being blind. Young Soo pulled his gun. So did G1's men. Daeshim didn't flinch. You think you're the only ones with a plan? The warehouse doors exploded open. Detective Banks. FBI agents. At least 20. Federal agents. Weapons down now. Chaos erupted. G1 spun, gun aimed at Naima. Daeshim moved. Young Soo was faster. A single shot rang out. G1 stumbled, eyes wide with shock. Young Soo had shot her, eliminating the witness. More gunfire. Viktor Volkov's men, hidden in the rafters, opened fire on the FBI. Daeshim grabbed Naima, yanked her behind cover as bullets ricocheted off metal. I told you to stay in the car, and I told you I'm not helpless. G1 was on the ground, bleeding, staring at Young Soo. We were partners. You were weak, Young Soo said coldly. Then he turned his gun toward Daeshim. Naima didn't think. Just moved. The bullet hit her shoulder. She'd experienced pain before. Childbirth, heartbreak, poverty grinding her down day by day. This was different. This was fire spreading through her body, vision blurring, Daeshim's face above hers, mouth moving, shouting something she couldn't hear through the ringing in her ears. Then darkness swallowed everything. Wait, did you catch that? Drop a comment if you saw that twist coming. And if your heart is racing right now, mine was too writing this. Let's see if she survives. Naima woke in a hospital room. Shanice was crying. Zara was asleep in a chair, clutching her stuffed rabbit. You're awake, Shanice gasped. Oh, thank God. Where? Hospital. You've been unconscious 2 days. The bullet went clean through. You got lucky. Daishim? Shanice's face crumpled. Surgery. He took 3 bullets going after young Sue. He's alive. Barely. Naima's heart stopped, restarted wrong. I need to see him. You can't move. I need to see him. Detective Banks visited that afternoon. G1 is dead. Young Sue is in federal custody facing 17 charges. Victor Volkov's operation is dismantled. She paused. And Kang Daishim has agreed to cooperate fully. What does that mean? He's dismantling the Baiko faction. All of it. In exchange for reduced charges and guaranteed protection for you and your daughter. He's giving up everything? For you? Yes. After Banks left, Naima cried. Not from pain, from the crushing weight of what he'd sacrificed. They let her see him 3 days later. He looked smaller in the hospital bed, paler, more human. His eyes opened when she sat down. You're an idiot, she said. So are you. His voice was rough. You took a bullet. You were taking them for everyone else. Almost a smile. They sat in silence, just breathing. What happens now? Naima asked. Probation. Community service. Testimony. Destroy everything I built. And then I don't know. I've never been anything other than this. Naima took his hand, his fingers curled around hers desperately. Maybe it's time to find out who you are without it. What if there's nothing there? Then we'll find out together. He looked at her for a long moment. Theun is satisfied. The debt is paid. You're free. And if I don't want to be, then you stay because you choose to. She leaned forward carefully. I choose to stay. His hand tightened around hers. Outside, Atlanta moved on. Sirens wailed. Life continued. But in that hospital room, 2 broken people chose each other, not because of cosmic debts or ancient traditions. Because sometimes the most radical thing you can do is choose love when the world says you shouldn't. Even when it costs everything. Even when it almost kills you. Even when it changes everything forever. The community center smelled like fresh paint and Kim's infamous mystery stew. I'm just saying, Shanice announced, stirring something that looked questionable. If someone had told me a year ago my best friend would be dating a reformed mobster who teaches taekwondo to kids, I would have checked them into rehab. It's not that weird, Naima said. He showed up to parent-teacher conferences in all black. 3 teachers nearly passed out. Shanice had developed a sick sense of humor about the whole situation. Last week she'd introduced Daishim as Naima's reformed crime lord boyfriend who definitely hasn't killed anyone recently. The look on Mrs. Patterson's face had been priceless. Daishim walked in carrying equipment, followed by 12 kids like ducklings, mostly girls from single-parent homes. He'd changed. Not completely. You don't erase 34 years overnight, but enough. The ice had thawed slightly. The walls had cracks. Mr. Kang. One girl, Destiny, raised her hand. Can you teach us that flip move? That move is for emergencies only. Like if someone tries to hurt you. What if someone tries to rob Ms. Wright again? Shanice snorted. Nobody tried to rob her. Daishim's expression went flat. Nobody tried to rob Ms. Wright. And if they had, I would have handled it through appropriate legal channels. Legal channels, Shanice muttered. Sure. That's why 3 guys ended up hospitalized. They attacked someone at the center. And you handled it legally. By breaking one guy's arm in 4 places. 3 places. And he had a knife. Naima intervened before Shanice could push further. Class starts in 5 minutes. Everyone warm up. The kids scattered, giggling. After class, they walked to Naima's car together. Not the Honda, that had died permanently. Daishim had bought her a reliable used one. Nothing fancy, just safe. Shanice thinks you're still dangerous, Naima said. Shanice is intelligent. Are you still dangerous? He stopped, looked at her seriously. I will always be capable of violence. That doesn't go away. But I choose not to use it. Unless someone threatens me or Zara. Yes, I can live with that. His jaw tightened. Can you really live with what I was? She touched his face gently. I'm not living with what you were. I'm living with who you're choosing to be. He kissed her, gentle, careful. Ew, Mommy's kissing Mr. Kang. Zara's voice rang out. She was making exaggerated, gagging noises. You're supposed to be in the car, young lady. Auntie Shanice said I could spy. Daesham crouched when Zara ran over. She threw her arms around his neck. Appa, can we get ice cream? He'd cried the first time she called him Appa. Still got emotional. If your mother approves. Please, please, please. Fine. But no chocolate. Last time you were bouncing off walls until midnight. They ended up at the local shop. Shanice provided running commentary. So when's the wedding? Please tell me there'll be drama. There will be no drama at my wedding. Why not? A little danger never hurt. I have had quite enough danger, thank you. Have you though? Because I heard young Sue's getting out on bail next month. Daesham's expression went cold. Dangerous. He won't be a problem. How can you possibly... He won't be a problem. Naima and Shanice exchanged glances. Legal channels? Naima asked. Of course. Uh-huh. Shanice cackled. Reformed. Sure. That night, after everyone left and Zara was asleep, they sat on their balcony, their apartment. He'd moved in 4 months ago after finishing probation requirements. You know what's funny? Naima said, What? I spent $50 and somehow got an entire life back. He pulled her closer. I spent 17 years building an empire and got nothing. Then I lost everything and found this. What's this? Home. She rested her head on his shoulder. Inside, a photo sat on their mantel, the moment at the Ritz-Carlton, Naima handing over that $50 bill. Daesham looking at her like she'd just changed his world. Neither had known then what that moment would become. But they knew now. Her phone buzzed. Marcus. Heard you got a new man. Still owe me child support. Naima deleted it, blocked the number. Some debts weren't worth paying. Zara called sleepily. Appa? Bad dream. Daesham stood immediately. I'm coming. Naima watched him disappear into her daughter's room. Heard him singing a Korean lullaby. Her phone buzzed again. Shanice. Your reformed mobster is singing lullabies. I have video. Disgustingly wholesome. Naima smiled. Thank you. For everything, always, girl, Detective Banks had called earlier. Young Sue's bail had been mysteriously revoked. Some new evidence had surfaced. Naima didn't ask what kind of evidence, didn't want to know. Some things were better left unexamined. Daesham returned, settled beside her. Everything okay? Everything's fine. They sat in comfortable silence. Somewhere in the city, people made choices. Good ones, bad ones, desperate ones. Here they just existed together. Two broken people choosing to be whole. Not because it was easy. Because it was worth it. Detective Banks returned at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday with photographs that destroyed everything. Naima had been dreaming about ice cream and Zara's laughter when the knock came. Insistent. Urgent. She opened the door. Banks looked exhausted, haunted. We need to talk, now. Daesham appeared behind Naima, immediately alert. What's wrong? Banks pushed past them both. Spread photographs across their kitchen table. 7 women, all dead, all strangled. Started 3 months ago, Banks said. Right after Ms. Wright bought you that drink. Naima's stomach dropped. That's not possible, Daesham said, voice flat, cold. DNA evidence. Your skin under 2 victims' nails. Your car seen near 3 crime scenes. Security footage placing you within blocks of 4 murders. More photos, crime scenes. Bodies positioned identically, hands around throats. No, Naima whispered. Banks looked at her with something like pity. Ms. Wright, I'm sorry, but we have enough to arrest him, tonight. This is a setup, Daesham said. G1, young Sue, they're dead, but someone's finishing what they started. Or you're exactly what I always said you were. Banks pulled out handcuffs. Kang Daesham, you're under arrest. Wait. Shanice's voice came from the doorway. She held her laptop, face pale. You need to see this. She turned the screen around. Security footage. But not of Daesham. Of someone who looked like him. Moved like him. Wore his clothes. That's not him, Shanice said. Look at the left hand. No scar. Daesham had a scar on his left hand. Knife wound from childhood. The man in the footage had no scar. Who? Banks started. Min Jun. Daesham's voice went deadly quiet. My cousin. We look alike. He's been in prison for 8 years. Was supposed to be in for life. Was? Banks said. Shanice pulled up more footage. Prison records. Released 6 months ago. Some technicality. Quietly. Very quietly. Banks grabbed her phone. Started making calls. Naima's hands shook. Why would he? Because I testified against him, Daesham said. Put him away, and when I agreed to cooperate with the FBI, I destroyed our family's legacy. In his mind, I betrayed everything. So he's framing you? He's destroying everything I care about. Making me watch before he finishes it. Banks hung up. We have units en route to his last known. Her phone rang. She answered, listened. Her face went white. He's at the community center. He has hostages. Oh my God. If you're still watching, drop a comment, did you see this coming? And share this with someone who needs to see how this ends. Because it's about to get devastating. They arrived in unmarked cars. SWAT was already positioning. Through the windows, Naima could see him, Min Jun, identical to Daesham except for the eyes. His eyes were dead. He had 12 people inside. The kids from Taekwondo class, Shanice, Mrs. Chen, and Zara. Naima's world narrowed to a single point of absolute terror. We go in, he kills them, Banks said. We wait, he kills them. Let me go in, Daesham said. He wants me. Absolutely not, I'm going in. Naima's voice was steady despite her shaking hands. He wants to destroy what Daesham loves. That's me. That's my daughter. So I go in. Ms. Wright, that's a terrible idea. No, it's strategy. She looked at Daesham, trust me. His jaw clenched. Then he nodded once. Naima walked to the door, unarmed, alone, knocked. Minjun opened it, gun in hand, smiled. The black woman who ruined everything. Come in. She stepped inside. The kids were huddled in the corner. Zara saw her, started to move. Shanice grabbed her, held tight. Let them go, Naima said. You want revenge? Take it on me, Minjun laughed. You think this is about you? This is about him watching everything he built turn to ash. Then you've already lost. His smile faltered. Because he didn't build an empire. He built a family. And that's something you can't destroy with violence. I can destroy you, maybe. But that won't give you what you want. Won't make him hurt the way you think it will. She stepped closer. Because he already knows what it's like to lose everything. Already chose to walk away from that life. You killing me? That just proves he made the right choice. Minjun's hand shook. He betrayed us, betrayed our blood. He chose a different path. That's not betrayal, that's survival. You don't understand our culture. I understand enough. I understand that holding on to hate destroys you faster than it destroys anyone else. Behind her, glass shattered. SWAT came through windows simultaneously. Minjun spun, gun raised. Daesham came through the front door. 3 things happened at once. Minjun fired at Naima. Daesham threw himself between them. SWAT returned fire. The bullet hit Daesham in the chest. He went down hard. Minjun crumpled, multiple gunshot wounds. Naima dropped beside Daesham, hands pressing against the wound. Blood everywhere, too much blood. No, 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 no. His eyes found hers. The debt is paid. Don't you dare die on me. Protected you. That's all that matters. Daesham, please. His hand touched her face. Tell Zara, I'm sorry, couldn't stay. Then his eyes closed. Paramedics swarmed. Naima stood there, covered in his blood, watching them work. Zara was crying. Shanice held her tight. Banks put a hand on Naima's shoulder. Said something. Naima couldn't hear. The ambulance took him away. Minjun was pronounced dead at the scene. Naima rode to the hospital in silence. The waiting room was purgatory. Shanice sat with Zara, both crying quietly. Banks brought coffee Naima didn't drink. Hours passed. A doctor emerged. Family of Kang Daesham? Naima stood. Is he? He's alive. Critical but stable. The bullet missed his heart by centimeters. He's incredibly lucky. Naima collapsed into a chair, sobbing. They let her see him 3 hours later. He was unconscious. Machines beeped steadily, tubes everywhere, but alive. She took his hand. You don't get to leave. You hear me? You don't get to sacrifice yourself and think that's noble. Because I need you. Zara needs you. And you promised me we'd figure this out together. His fingers twitched in hers. So you're going to wake up, and we're going to have a long talk about your hero complex. And then we're going to live. Actually live. Understood? His eyes fluttered open, focused on her with effort. Understood, he whispered. She kissed his forehead. Good. Good. 6 months visited the community center one last time. Daesham was teaching Taekwondo. Moving carefully, still healing. Naima was in the office, processing donations. Banks knocked. Got a minute? Always. Banks sat down. Minjun's case is closed. Young Soo took a plea deal. The Baeko faction is officially dismantled. She paused. You're free. Both of you. Thank you. Can I ask you something? Banks leaned forward. Was it worth it? All of this? The danger, the pain, almost losing everything. Naima looked through the window at Daeshim. At Zara practicing forms beside him. At Shanice cracking inappropriate jokes that made the kids laugh. Yeah, she said quietly. It was worth it, because she'd learned something important. Sometimes kindness costs everything. Sometimes it almost kills you. Sometimes it destroys your life as you know it. But sometimes it saves someone who thought they were beyond saving. And that's worth more than $50. Worth more than safety. Worth more than anything.